Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. You've reached my YouTube channel, Farm Girl Dry Goods, and I'm here for another video. It's only been, well, it's been about a month and a half, but I have been planning on doing this for a couple weeks. I am back in my craft room. I moved up here a couple weeks ago and it's functional, but I don't have pretty stuff on the walls yet. And this is hanging over my bookcase, which is just an absolute disaster. So it's definitely a work in progress, but I'm so happy to be up here. I will tell you that lacking a creative space was really a buzzkill for me for the past 6 months. We were empty nesters, and then we had a child come home for several months, about 6 months, and then we're empty nesters again. So don't let people tell you that you'll miss your kids, because you may not. I'm just absolutely thrilled that my children are well-adjusted, independent, and not living with me, so I can have their bedroom. So I'm super happy that I have a creative space again. It is just, I didn't realize how much I missed it, and it is a big downer for me. We went through, like, you know how I think most of us have when we first got married. I mean, if you're in the same situation that I am, it was really lean times in the very beginning when you have small children. And there was a time where I was a stay-at-home mom and also homeschooling my 3 children, and there just wasn't any extra money for creative endeavors, and it was rather depressing. And so I cross-stitched a lot during those times. Those are early 90s. I always stitched on linen. I've almost always been a linen stitcher. I just had some older women that I worked with that just kind of forced it upon me, and and that was that one. And they taught me how to stitch when I started. So, and speaking of which, 30 years ago, I became a mom. This month, 30 years ago. I cannot even believe I have a daughter. I still feel like I'm 35, so I can't even believe my daughter, my oldest, Allie, is going to be 30 this year and is a married mother with 3 children. I can't even. Time really flies. But I'm so happy that they are all so settled, and all my kids are doing great, and that's what's most important. But they're out of my house. So I have this room back. This is the best room. It has the best view overlooking my goat empire. I call it a goat empire. I'll show you a picture of what my view looks like. I'll insert it here. It's just amazing. I catch a lot of things up here too. Like one night I was up here and I noticed one of my bucks on the wrong side of the fence. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that story. I can see my bucks from here. My dough pen, or my kid pen, is right outside my window. And then my dough pen is in between there. So it's just my little happy place where I can come and I can sew. I have my sewing machine over here. I have a rolling table, really inexpensive table that I bought at, not inexpensive anymore, because I just went to IKEA and that same table would cost me about $80. And I probably paid $30 for it a couple years ago. Its prices are insane. But I have this rolling table here, and I like to face it out the window. I have a big window here, so I can overlook my goat empire. Finances have been tight. I'm sure everybody feels that. So I sure appreciate those of you who shop with me. And I have cut my herd way down, because if you don't know, there are some products. Roundup is at a ridiculous all-time high right now. There aren't too many products that are really GMOs that use Roundup, that are Roundup ready crops. Corn, wheat, soy, alfalfa are the big ones. So I have all my alfalfa comes delivered in big 1,200 pound square bales that are like 4 by 4 by 8, and they're delivered by a hay company, and he owns property all over the US and Canada. So, but it's great because he comes and he delivers it, because I have no one to unload hay anymore. So I buy about 2 semi-loads of hay every year. I was smart. Not necessarily smart. I guess I just have the building space and had the finances to do it. I bought enough hay very early in the spring, because hay gives me anxiety. like nothing else. Wondering where, how I'm going to feed my animals. But I ordered hay, like, I want to say it was like probably February. There was still snow on the ground, and I bought all my hay for the next year. So hopefully, I'm hoping it gets me to next spring. But with that mindset, I sold most of my goats. So I have 6 milkers right now, but I have Tasha is going to a new home. I sell most of my goats. Generally always go to a commercial dairy unless I have a couple people, other show herds and things that have contacted me. And so I will sell some of my really nice show stock to them. But for the most part, my milkers that don't make my show string go to a commercial dairy. So, and this year it's been awesome because I can put whatever price I want on him and he just says, yep, sure. And he took all my kids too, which is kind of unusual. Dairies don't, they usually want milkers, not kids. So, Holly is there. All my yearlings, I think he's got 5 of my yearlings out of the 8 I bred, or out of 8 I kidded this year. So, a lot of those were repeat breedings, and then he's taking a couple more kids, and he's got half my kid crop from this year too. So I'm down to, I think I have 1 doe with an umbilical hernia, unfortunately. So 3rd year in a row I've had one. I don't think it's genetic. I think it's environmental. I don't know. I think that they're getting abscesses on their umbilical cords. I don't know, because they're different dam lines, not the same sires. I don't know what it is. My last doe kidded just a few weeks ago, and I am letting her dam raise because I do not want any more bottle babies. And she had twin doe kids, and I'm keeping them both. She's my best yearling. So I have 3 yearlings, 1 2-year-old, and 2 3-year-olds. Soon to be only 1 2-year-old. So I have Mystery, Maple, Missy, Melania, and Tinsley. So those are my 5 milkers, and then I have kids that I haven't named yet. So that's it. It's slim. My herd is very young. My oldest doe is a 3-year-old. So I've really sold down. But they're all doing great. I went to my first show, and I was kind of annoyed. I wasn't planning on going because I don't have anything like spectacular in my barn right now. And it's usually the 3 or 4-year-old class when the does are in their prime. Those are generally the does that win ribbons. We have a very, very competitive show string around here with Saanen breeders. The Midwest is known for having amazing Saanens. And we have a lot of great Saanen breeders here in Minnesota. So my bestie Larry won Best in Show in 1 ring with a sister from Molly. If you know my herd, many of you know Molly by following my Instagram. And just spectacular. And she's the same age group as Mystery. So Mystery stood behind her in every ring. And Maple was first in a couple rings. Tinsley this was the 4-ring show. So it's nice because you have 4 separate judges. So it's like you only go to 1 show, but it's like 4 individual shows. It's expensive though, because you have to pay entry fees for all of your animals for every ring. So it's a lot. But it was really fun. It was so nice to see friends I haven't seen in a long time. And so I'm really glad that I went. And I had one of my kids, I brought 2 babies just for the fun of it, because I was going to be there. And I had one of them was in every single champion. I was in every single champion lineup, 8 rings, and did not bring home a rosette. It was very frustrating. But it's okay. It's okay. You can't win every time, but it is kind of frustrating to go and spend all that money, all the entry fees. We had to get a hotel. Larry and I did split the hotel, so that helped a little bit because the hotel was like $180. It's crazy. And then the gas to get up there, and it's not just like driving up there. I'm pulling a trailer, so I'm getting like 8 miles to the gallon. So with gas prices over $5, it was crazy. So anyways, I have a ton of stuff to show you. So and write this date on your calendar, because I actually did most of what I said I was going to do in my last video. And I think that's the first time ever, because generally if I say it, then I definitely don't want to do it. But the only thing I didn't do that I said I was going to do is put a binding on this quilt. I did dig out some fabric. I posted a little poll. Oh, I just wanted to mention, not a hickey, curling iron burn. So first time I've used that excuse in about 30 years, but it's legit a curling iron burn. So this is the fabric I think I'm going to use for the binding. We'll see. It might be, when I'm looking, it looked perfect until I pull it out now, and then it looks like it's got too much white in it. But I think it'll be great. I posted a poll to Instagram and it was no help because it was kind of a 50-50 split. I had this one and a red fabric. And I think that this one will be a little bit better anchoring this. So that's that. So we'll get that out of the way. I have, you guys, I just stitched so much. It's unbelievable. I have a few Patriotic finishes here. I don't even know where to start. There's such a pile here. Let me do a real quick shop update and let you guys know. Paulette Stewart today released Live on Little. I don't know when you're going to get this video, but it came out today. I have pre-orders for kits on my website. So this is the kit that was an exclusive for my spring retreat last year. I know there's lots of people that want to get their hands on this. I posted this a couple hours ago, and I think I'm almost sold out of kits. I did order extra floss, and I will have to dye some extra fabric, but I can make a few more kits. Not too many, but so if it's gone, it's gone, but I have patterns available as well. I really thought I'd sell, I don't know, I guess I didn't realize how many kits I would sell. I'm selling a ton of these. But here it is, so fabulous. I'm going to put a picture of the finished one here because it's just so amazing, stitched, so pretty. And then Kim Parda, she's on FlossTube as well. She stitched it on 40 count. It was beautiful. She stitched it on a little bit darker fabric, and it was really, really, really beautiful. The colors just really pop on that 40 count. You know, you can always see a little bit of the background fabric on 36. 36 is my sweet spot because I can see it, and that's what I prefer. But I may switch out this fabric for a 40 count. It's also very, very large. It's a big one. I think on, I mapped it out, and it takes an entire fat quarter to stitch this on 36. She big, but beautiful. I mean, look at that house. And kind of this tealy blue is my jam. It's everything in here. All my baskets and stuff on my shelf, my chairs and everything are that kind of aqua tealy blue. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to bump. Okay, I don't even know where to start. I have so much. So I'm going to show you some Patriotic finishes. Now, this is from a few years ago. This is Summer in Baltimore. It is a pattern by With I Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And this is stitched. This is all the called for. So this is the box that it called for. And it's stitched 1/1 on a mushroom Lugana. Is it? Yeah, I did stitch mine on the Lugana. And it's 1/1. I think I changed the roof color. I might have changed some other colors too, but these are pretty easy. I kitted up a bunch of Patriotic projects of hers, and they all kind of used like similar, you know, red, white, and blues. So, and a couple greens. So I just, I kitted like the floss up for one pattern and just carried it over into like the 3 or 4 patterns I was stitching. It's so pretty. So, and then this is a box. It was actually, it's like a photo frame box, and I keep needles and things in there, stitchy stuff. And then I have it upside down in there so that this doesn't fall out when I set it like this. So that's how I display it on my cabinet. And then you can see it's photo frame, and I just cut it and tacked it in there. And then I painted it with, I don't think there was a recommended blue, and I just used a dark wax over it, like a brie wax, and distressed it. And that was that. And I love this. Just love it. I really love Patriotic stitching. Okay, and the other one, let me see. Before I get into my Patriotic stitching, let me just show you what I finished from my last video. Okay, here's my pile of finishes, folks. Pile of finishes. So, I didn't have much to do on Martha Pudsey. And so I did get that finished. Remind you what she looks like. My pattern's a mess because I don't make working copies because I'm lazy like that. And so I did get this one done. She's a beaut. It's a big one too. I have nightmares every time I see someone on FlossTube or something showing this. I'm like, I forgot to do that. And I pulled it out and looked a million times and it's all there. It's done. I went over it. So I created a working copy with, let me just throw these over here. I created a working copy and then I taped it all together. And then I highlight as I go because I highlight absolutely everything because I am notorious for missing motifs and eyeballs. And speaking of which, yep, I think I got everything. I I can't even tell you how many times I've posted on Instagram and somebody's pointed out that I missed something. I misspelled a word once. I misspelled Christmas. I left out the R. So sometimes I think it's good to post on social media before you definitely have it framed. And so that one's done. Super happy with that. And I stitched it on a 30. This is a 36 count. Picture this plus oaken. I really like the modeling here, especially with reproduction samplers. I like heavy modeling and I like things to look really aged. And I love how like this kind of dark spot hits it here and it looks kind of stained. It almost looks like some of the red was bleeding because it's got kind of, oaken can sometimes have kind of a little bit of a pink cast or red cast to it. And you can see, I can see that in the fabric here. And I love that. So it just kind of looks like an old sampler. I love it. Okay, and then next I have LW Motif Sampler by Samplers Not Forgotten. So this one, also it's all wrinkly. This one has been in progress for quite a while. So I was super glad just to kind of whip that out. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So here's this one. So pretty. I love the soft colors. That's so my jam. There, if I don't show anything else on the camera, kind of color corrects it. That is perfect. Isn't that a beauty? It's not big. I don't know why I was just so bored with stitching that one. It took me a while, but I'm glad I have it done. Then this was a new start and a finish. So I stitched Liberty House. This is another with thy needle and thread. I don't know if it's just me. I did notice that in the picture, do you see how tall the house is? And the tree looks taller. I used the called for linen, but I don't know. I'm wondering if anyone else has noticed it. I don't know if it was maybe an uneven weave. This is an older chart too. I want to say it's from like 2011 or something like that. So it is older. I'm sure linens were different, but I did use the old weeks as well. Confederate gray, I believe it was. And there it is. See, my house looks a little bit more squatty. So I'm wondering if maybe if I had stitched it this way, I don't know. But the tree looks, and I double and triple checked, and I even looked at this and counted, and it's all correct. All the stitches are correct. Just happens to be, I don't know. I'm sure it's the fabric, but it's still really super cute. But I was hoping that it would fit into a standard 5x7 frame, and it doesn't. So, custom framing. So that's kind of a bummer because this is about, I don't know, I don't know. It's cute though, right? It's adorable. I did change out the letters because I didn't have the called for letter, or the called for color. So mine is a little darker, but that's okay. It looks wonderful. So pretty. It's so cute. So I got that one done. And then I just dug this out because when I was cleaning this room, I came across a bunch of old finishes. And I think I'm going to get this framed. It's so cute. I cut it out, the mat board and everything. This is a Little House Needleworks. It's Mrs. O'Leary's Farm is what the pattern is called. And the pattern, these are cows. And it says Mrs. O'Leary's Farm. And it says Fresh Milk Daily, I think. So I changed it to read Mrs. Rudy's Farm, and I put fresh goat milk, and I changed the cows to goats. And I gave them really nice, well, snugly attached little udders. And then, so I used to also breed Nubians. And then I breed Saanens, so they're a large, all solid white variety. And then the Nubians, this is actually modeled after my doe Liberty, who had a big white belt there. And dark ears. She's so cute. I do miss the Nubians. I'm still looking for a really good one. But this is, and I did change a bunch of the colors here. Probably not for the better. I'm not very patient is my problem. And I think I'm getting better about being more patient. But I tend to sometimes just sub, and even if I don't like it, I don't pull it out, and I don't really do that anymore because that has really, I found that really bugs me. But I didn't have a lot of the colors, so I just swapped them up. And I'm sure that this is the called for linen. It's a Witchelt, you can tell, because it is about as stiff as they come. And you cannot even wash that out of it. It's actually it's the flax that they use for the linen and whatever process they use to like twist it and weave it. It's just a stiffer linen. So it can, I imagine that it probably shreds thread pretty good, but I just think this is so cute. So that one, and then I also found, which I'm going to pull this out and get this finished. So this is Cats on Parade by Blackbird Designs, and I'm sure this is still available. I'm pretty sure I have it. It's so cute. It just uses, obviously, one thread. This is, the linen is Weeks Dye Works. I think it was Carrot. It was gifted to me by my friend Kathy, but it was really, really dark. And I didn't grab the pattern, but it's finished into a drum, which is exactly how I'm going to do it. And it reminds me kind of like a lantern. It almost looks kind of like translucent and like there's a light glowing. You know, those old lamps where you turn the light on and, you know, it has like a cutout, or I'm not really expressing myself well, but anyways, so that's kind of what it reminds me of. So I really wanted my linen, which is, the called for linen is an R&R, which they don't make anymore, which is so sad because it's a very pretty color. But it was more like this. It was kind of like a faded, older, orangey looking color. I've even thought about coffee dyeing it just a titch, but I don't know. This is pretty good. And then this goes on the top. So I need to make that drum. It's so cute. Oh, so I took, what I was going to say about that is I took bleach to it. Don't tell anyone. But you can see it left great modeling. And I had to soak it for a little bit, and I washed it out really well. Like rinsed and rinsed and rinsed. Because obviously bleach is caustic. I don't recommend it if you don't want to, but I'm gonna do me, you do you. But it worked out perfect, and I got exactly what I wanted, and I love that. So that was that finish. And then I also found this one. I don't know if I showed this. So I also stitched Harvest Time. This is a Prairie Schooler, and these come in the books with, you know, 3 kind of themed, for lack of a better word. And this is the spring one. This is it Spring Green? No, that's Wisconsin. I can't remember, but I think it was not available for a long time. But I love this one, and I love my fall one. There's also a Christmas one, and I don't think there's like a summer one. I don't love this one as much as the other two, but I will get the Christmas one done too, because I love that. But so cute. And it's all the same houses in every one. It's the trees are different. In the fall, the trees are all kind of autumnal colors. And the horse and cart is a horse with, it's a hay cart. And there's pumpkins in it. And I think this tree is in every one. This one has a robin with her little birdies. There's a robin there. But the tree is in every one too. Just different color leaves. And so that's cute. So I did have a couple other Patriotic finishes that I wanted to show you. So this one is Lori Markovic, or La Di Da. And I actually just got off the, I'm not off the phone with her. I just got done emailing back and forth with her. She is going to be the designer. So I'll just give you a quick update, retreat update. So she's going to be the designer at the fall retreat. And we have discussed it and decided I'm going to add 25 to that. I just get messages after message after message after my retreats or after other retreats wanting to know when the waiting list is coming out and blah, blah, blah. I do not, the only place I do a waiting list is my Patreon. That's part of the benefits of being a patron. So that is posted now. In fact, as of filming this video, I have not posted it yet, but before I post this video to YouTube, I will post the waitlist to my Patreon, and signups will be available there. You do have to be a patron. You can be a patron at either level. I only have 2 levels. Right now I'm phasing out the lowest level. My top tier, the $25 tier, is also a fabric club. So you get quarterly fat quarters of hand-dyed linen with that one. I'm trying hard to get to a place where I can offer linen on my website too, my own linens. I'm just really nervous. 40 count is, I have a ton of it, but I have a lot of people in my linen club that like 40 count. So until I have like at least a year banked, and it's been a couple months since the distributors have even had 40 count in, so I'm hoarding it for my patrons. But the 36 count has been okay, but you never know when that's going to disappear either. I'm also dyeing linens for my retreats, so it'll be the design that Lori is doing is on one of my fabrics, so I'm super excited about that. And so I just need to be sure that I have enough linen for that and the kits that I'm offering on my website. So anyways, what I'm saying is I don't have a waiting list for the retreat. If you want to know when you can sign up or when there are spots available, please subscribe to the newsletter on my website. It's on the bottom of any page on my website. There will be a little box if you scroll all the way down to subscribe to the newsletter. I'm not super regular about sending them out. I send them out when I have new things available or whatever. This is, I know that there are going to be some people that aren't excited about adding 25 more people because 75 is a real sweet spot. But it's just, ultimately, this is what I do for a living now, and it's a financial situation for me at this point. I am the sole income earner for our entire family doing this. My husband his job was outsourced. So at the end of this month, his job of 22 years will be no longer. So I need to do what I need to do. So I hope you guys those of you that are attending can understand that. And the more the merrier. There's definitely enough space in there to put another 25 people. It's adding one more table. So don't fret, it'll be fine. It's literally, if you guys have attended, it'll be one more table at the end of all those rows. There's 3 rows of tables, it'll be one more table of 6 at the end of every row, so it'll be fine. And we have plenty of space to get around there. And like I said, the more the merrier. So anyways, so Lori is, this is one of her charts. I believe it's lamb that I love. Mine is filled with crushed walnut shells, and I probably could have stuffed it a little better. I think I might pull that. I really like this with sawdust. I think I would like it better because I do kind of hate how slouchy it is. But there we go. I love it. This is one of my favorite. It's like so prim. I love it. And I stitched it in silks. I'm pretty sure I used dinky dyes, like just stuff that I had in stash. And I love it. I have seen them, I don't know what the called for is, but I've seen people do them like fairly large, and I really like it. I would totally stitch this again. In fact, I might leave that out here and swap that out, because that's kind of a little limp. So it needs either more or needs sawdust. Let's see what else I got. I still have a lot to show you guys. Okay, so I've also been working on some other new stuff. I have a couple of these kits. This is another Brenda Gervais, and this is Happy Birthday America. This is a kit she offered a couple years ago. And it came with like a paper mache, round paper mache 4-inch box. You can find those boxes. They were kind of out of commission for a while. So Doris, Michaels, the craft store Michaels, bought out Doris. Doris makes a lot of wood products and paper mache, like probably 80% of the paper mache boxes and things, those come from Doris. So they bought out, Michaels bought them out, and then decided that in the next 5 years they weren't going to be profitable enough to keep around, so they shut it down, which is really a bummer. But Factory Direct Crafts, I'll try and remember as I'm editing to put a link down below. They have them. I'm not going to be carrying them in my shop or anything because they're kind of expensive. I think there's just not enough of a markup for me to, and then when you factor in like it's bulky and shipping and things like that. But I will provide the link for you to go and buy them. They have them available in bulk, and then they have them available individually too. So I would snatch a few of them. Oh, here's my finish. So this pattern came with the sampler fabric here, and it's super adorable. So cute. One of these I got from Acorns and Threads, and the other I got from the Attic. Or did I get one? I think maybe I got one from Dying to Stitch. I think I got one from Dying to Stitch, and they used Liberty Gathering Gray, something to that effect. If you call and ask, they will know what it is. But it's perfect because you just want a linen that kind of matches the linen on here, and that was a really close match. And that is so cute. It was super easy to finish. I did a finishing tutorial on my Patreon, step by step, very easy. And it's not a pin cushion. This does have like a piece of cardboard, and so it's a hollow box that you just wrap, and so it's empty. I suppose there would probably be some way that you could use it as a little boxer, but if you use this, the linen is a little too thick to put the cover back on. I tried that. It just didn't work, but you do use the cover as well. So this came in my kit, and this is the top, and one of the kits, it was from the Attic. It did not have the Doris, like the Doris brand paper mache box or the like heavy tagboard. It was a little lighter. So if you got that one, it's fine. It's a titch smaller. It worked out just fine, but it's not quite as smooth around the edges there. But it came One of the kits didn't come with the base. I don't remember. It was all priced accordingly. One of them came with floss, the other didn't. Whatever. But it all worked out. And I'm sure some shops still have these available. And it's supposed to look like a birthday cake. So happy birthday, America. So cute. And why stitch one when you can stitch two? So here's the other one. I had two kits, and so I have the fabric for another one. So I'm going to stitch that again, but I wanted to make one with just regular fabric. So, and one of the kits that I had, oh, it came with a Vintage Country Mocha. So this is Vintage Country Mocha, but it's Vintage Country Mocha. In fact, let me just show you because I have it right here. So I just ordered a bunch of linen from one of the distributors, and I know that this is a popular color. The nice thing about these Vigarts are that they're more economical. You don't have the budget for all the hand dyes. These are considerably less expensive. So I have these all uploaded now, but this is Vintage Country Mocha. So you can see there's modeling, but it's actually, and it's made to look kind of coffee dyed or old. It is actually printed on. So the other side of this is solid. So you get, it's like a 2-for-1. So I actually stitched this on the solid side. And it was, well, it's closer to the linen color. It's almost an identical match. So that's what I did there. They have a few of these colors that are modeled, but they're printed. So you have the option to stitch it on the modeled side, depending on what you're stitching, or the other side is perfect. And it's no more expensive really than, I have it all priced the same as the solid colors. Oh, let me show you this color. I think this is so pretty. This is Cobblestone. I really want to keep this for myself. It's such a pretty color. It's like a, it's so blown out because this window here, but let me see. There we go. Isn't that so pretty? It's like this really dark, taupey, really rich color. So pretty. I love it. I love it. Okay, and then I also have a few Adas on there. If there's something that you would like to see more of, shoot me a message on my website. I have definitely noticed, and it could be just the people that follow me, but like for fabric, for the fabric club, it's 36 or 40 count, and mostly 36 count. I would love to hear what your favorite count of linen is, because I'm not sure if that's just because, you know, the people that follow me on Patreon are doing the same things I'm doing. So they follow me because they have similar interests and tastes, or if that's just generally what's out there. I feel like it's a general consensus that we all really love 36 count, but influenced by many other people that we watch too. So I'm just kind of curious if that's the case. But anyways, I also want to mention that I couldn't find, I don't know if I got a base with both of these kits or not. But you're supposed to use like a little, it's like a little candle base for like a little taper candle. And you just tape it and you glue it on. I painted the bottom of this one, but I used a spool. And I just put a little red paint on it. And then I did antique them with some brie wax and distressed them a bit. They're so cute, but I liked the spool. It just turned out really cute. And then they just sit on little bases. And I really like the fabric one too. I like the, so I might make a third one and make one for me, because these are both going out as gifts, but I would love to make one as a drum for me. So cute. And I would probably use the sampler fabric like this and just make a drum if I could. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But they're adorable. Okay, let me find a home for these. So I also had another sweet little finish. And this is Sweet Summer Come Again. And this is a Blackbird design. Look how prepared I am. I even have the charts. Just one of those leaflets, only $9. Super. I think their stuff is so underpriced. Because they're all these nice booklets too. But I did both the little needle roll and the pin cushion. And here is my pin cushion. So I mean, the brown fabric is pretty too, but I just loved, I wanted to pull out that red and the berries. So I stitched mine and used this kind of strawberry colored berries, and it has these little specks on it that kind of look like strawberry seeds. And I don't know if those are strawberries or cherries or what, but they look like strawberries, right? Oh, and then the bottom is a brown with the red. I think they're different lines, but I actually don't know what line they are. They're just fat quarters I had. And then the stitching is so pretty. I used all the called for everything, including the fabric, which I'm pretty sure was Wren. And then I did skip the herringbone stitch on the bottom there, just because I have a piece of, I left the cardboard in the bottom. I like to do that, so it gives a nice base. And then mine is stuffed with sawdust, so you can sawdust is kind of pliable. It's so weird. Like you can press it and mold it, and it's like almost like Play-Doh to me. But this was such an enjoyable stitch. And my little herringbone stitch and a little dog hair probably. So this was super fun finish. I love sawdust. I get all my sawdust from a local cabinet maker. They're a mile down the road in the little industrial park that we have. And I just go and they charge me $5, which I think it's hilarious that they bother to charge me, but I suppose it pays for the person who sweeps it up and bags it for me. But I just pay $5 for a big black garbage bag full of it. Like it's about as heavy as I can lift. And I did that once, probably 5 or 6 years ago, and I still have the majority of the bag. I have a tote that I keep, and I just go out. I keep it out in one of the outbuildings, and I just fill it every now and then. But that's how I get my supply of sawdust. The other thing is, if you have like a farm supply, or even like I know Walmart used to carry it, because we used to use pine shavings. You could use cedar too, but they have pine shavings in different size flakes, like to use as horse bedding, and we use it to bed down. I take it to shows a lot because it's just way easier than bringing straw. I will use bagged pine shavings, so they come in these big, huge, but for like $12, I mean, it's not even $12. It's at Walmart, it's probably $12, but if you go to like a farm supply store, it's $5 or $6, and you get a 3 cubic foot. I mean, it is a lifetime supply, unless you stitch like a Brenda sampler stitcher. It's a lifetime supply of pine shavings. And you can get the fine, or the medium would work well too. They're both pretty small. I actually think that might be what Brenda Gervais uses for her shavings. And when she does smalls and says she stuffs them, I think I've read it a couple times where that's what she does. But anyways, just a tip that is a place where you can probably get, and there's no chemicals in it because it's used for animal bedding. So it's not organic, but it is safe to use, I suppose. Research it yourself, I guess, is what I'm saying. And then anyway, so then I have the needle roll. It's just so adorable. Little strawberry. And so there's a couple things that I'm finishing that I'm not enjoying the way 2022 looks on my stuff. On things that I'm finishing. I think there was just something that I finished that I just put the date that was on the pattern. What was that? I put 2019 on it. Okay, so I remembered where I was stitching the 2019. So this is, it's been released now. I believe it's in the Sewing Club book, but this was an exclusive for Stitch Camp, which is happening this weekend. I'm so sad I'm not going. I was originally signed up and I just had to cancel, but I'm so sad. I hope those of you that are going have an amazing time. Say hi to everyone for me. But I stitched this one and I put 2019 on it because it was from a retreat in 2019 and because I am not enjoying how 2022 looks on things. So this is a Picture of This Plus Velt. I love. Blackbird uses, they use a lot of Picture of This Plus, which I love. And Velt has this kind of pretty, kind of little green in it and pretty heavily modeled. So that was one of them. We actually got 3 patterns. Barb was the only one there. Alma wasn't. And then I met Alma at Quilter Station. And then this was the other, this is the button bag that's included. And that is so sweet. And so those are 2 of the 3 projects that are in the box. So part of the retreat was finishing this box. I love painting. I can't get enough of it. I know people hate it, but I love it. I have all my goodies in here. Like I have I coffee dyed. These were the sampler cards from Brenda Gervais. And I coffee dyed mine. Love these. And then, of course, I have my cheaters. And I have all the fabric in here. And then there is a little box. This is a little matchbook box. And that was for the scissors. And we also got... and then the threads for all of, there's a lot of stuff that fits in here. And then where are these scissors? Oh, we also got some, I don't know if we got this trim or if I bought this. I'm not sure about that. So this one is going to be, the second one that I put the date on is going to be a drum. And I'm just, I don't tend to veer too far off of finishing. Then we also got the scissors that fit in the little box. And the button bag, so cute. These are all in, I'm sorry if you can hear Henry panting. He's standing right under my phone panting. Can you go lay down? There's the button bag, so cute. And it came with, so there's the lining fabric, adorbs. That small piece of blue I think is for the drum. And then the last piece to have all 3 completed is this. And there's 28 count Lugana Velt in there over 1. That's a lot of little stitching in there for over 1, but I'll get it done. But notice I saved it till last. And then I just have some other little goodies in here. Oh, and then my little Kohana scissors from my friend Kim Parda. They are one of my most prized possessions, so I keep them in the box, in my special box. And that's it. So this is what I've been working on for the past few nights, is finishing this one up. And this one I had done a while ago. So when I get the last one done, or maybe before, because these 2 require sewing, the third one doesn't. It's just wrapping, basically wrapping it on that piece and gluing it on some pegboard and putting it on the Matchbox. And then, of course, we did, this was a Martha Stewart stencil that we stenciled on here. I loved it. Loved it. People were like moaning and groaning. I would have painted everybody's boxes. I had a great time. Also at that retreat, which I also finished, I'm not sure if I brought out the pattern, but, and this is now available to the general population as well. It's Quaker. It's Linda Lautenschlager, Chessie and Me, and I believe it's Quaker Housewife is what it is. So this was the top. Such pretty colors. And then on the inside, these. We also got the fabric for that. I'll be darned if I know what I did with it. So I did pull out, it wasn't even fabric, it was wool that we got with it. And I don't know what I did with mine, but it was like a gray check, and we needed this for something in there too. Maybe. Oh, this is for, because this is a scissor fob. So anyways, I found this kind of homespun, kind of primitive fabric. And this is what I'll probably use for mine. The wool was rather similar. It was kind of a check print like that. So I think I'll do that. And so I have that ready to go. I have a few more finishes, you guys. I'm serious. I also said I was going to finish Caroline Amelia Trowel, and I did. So pretty. And all the called for fabric, threads, everything, beautiful. I would really like to have this framed. It's so beautiful. So pretty. It's my favorite part. So crazy, but is this berry bowl down here. Isn't that pretty? The colors. The pinks. I like that one too. I like that house. Just so unusual. It's beautiful. I like the little pink house. So pretty. This was so fun to stitch. The only change I made, I copied Pat, and this was supposed to be a white flower. I switched it to pink. Otherwise, it's as called for. It's the same pink that's in the pattern everywhere else, but oh, so pretty. So I'd like to have that one finished or framed. I have a couple more finishes here. These are from the archives. I was watching Carol, she gets me into so much trouble. She likes to stitch a lot of the same things that I do. I've got a few of them that she had on her list of things to do, like she's a Your Grand Old Flag. I think is going to start that over. I finished that when I showed it in my last video. I'll probably do a Patriotic finish and show that again, so you might be seeing this again too. But I know she was struggling with this one as well, and I know there's a lot of people that have stitched this. This is Flag Folk by Not Forgotten Farm. It's all my own colors because it's a conversion, and it's on Murky. Just kind of obvious. But I think it really depends. So Carol's piece that she pulled out is really, really dark, and mine has definitely a lot more light spots. If you're going to use Murky, you're probably going to have to go and pick your piece out in person, because this is such a heavily kind of mottled and variegated linen. It was hard to get some of these leaves to show up, you know, and they show up great in the lighter spots, but not in those darker spots. And then the only thing I didn't like is the red looks great everywhere except for this flower. And I think it's because it's paired with the white, it tones it down. But this red in the flower, it's the same that's everywhere else. It just looks so fluorescent there. So, I mean, I might pull that out. I probably won't. I wish I would, but I'll probably leave it. And I've seen this stitched on light linen and Murky, and they're both really beautiful. So when I frame it, it'll be more like that. It's really pretty. So you won't see a lot of this dark stuff, and that was pretty intentional. The way that, let me see if I can, because all the dark spots in mine will be mostly covered. And it looks really different when you do that. There, isn't that pretty? So I'd really like to have that framed too. Love this. What a great patriotic pattern. I love that. And then I just have one more cross stitch piece to show you. Nope, two. This is not a patriotic piece, but this is a I believe this is Kathy Barrick. It may be Carriage House Samplings, but it's, I was going to say Mr. Blandings, but that's a Cary Grant movie. It is Mr. and Mrs. Abbott and Daughters, I believe it's called. Like Mr. Abbott and Daughter and Mrs. Abbott and Daughters, or something to that effect. It's two patterns that I stitched together, so they're actually two individual patterns. I didn't do the greatest job about combining them. I've seen it done much better, but I love this. I stitched mine because it's so small. I stitched mine on a 32 count. I think I've thought about what I want to do with this. I actually took it in to be framed at Michael's once, and I guess it was kind of a blessing. They don't do projects this small. So I'm kind of glad I didn't spend the money to have this one done. I kind of think now I would like to do them, and I'll show you the reason why, but I think I would kind of like to do them separately and put them in teeny tiny little frames. I mean, wouldn't that be just stinking adorable? Yeah. I thought about doing like a needle book, but I want Mrs. Abbott on the cover, and it's kind of backwards for that. So it would have to be, I don't know. I feel like if the book is opening, he should be looking that way. But then if you're doing it this way, she's looking the right way, but not really, because it would open the opposite way. That's first world problems. But so yeah, it looks big, but it's not. I mean, this is how big it really is. But yeah, I love that. And then so this was a little find on my last trip to Amana. I found in one of the antique stores. I haven't even cleaned off the glass yet. So I found these little oh, they're dated, so they're not like super old. I don't have my glasses on. They're 1991. They're like, ugh, they are really dusty. I've had them sitting, waiting to show you guys. Oh, sorry about the glare there. So they're like hand painted, all of that, and it's like in a little hoop. And the silhouettes are hand cut, which it's really, you're hard pressed to find anybody who still does that. I mean, it is an art form in and of itself. So I kind of thought doing something like that with Mr. and Mrs. Abbott would be cute. And then looking at each other. So these are going to go into one of my bedrooms. And then this is the back of it. This is very cute. They're both the same on the back. Claudia Hope, Kennebunk, Maine. So that's kind of cool. Then also while I was in Amana, I found this. I'm just going to share with you because these are super cool little treasures. They have some really, really cool antique shops there, like where you find really cool antiques. Some of it is priced moderately well, some of it is really reasonable, and some of it is outrageous. It's just kind of hit or miss. I think I paid $18 for this, which I think is really reasonable, but it's a Victorian autograph book, and you can see there's these little birds, and I don't know what it is, but it's like plastic. It feels like plastic. Can you imagine how pretty that was in its day? And then the book is velvet. And look at, that was pretty glamorous, I'm sure. And it's got a sticker here. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see it, but, and it says autographs. The drawings and stuff in here are just incredible. And there's some stickers in here. Oh no, lost a page. That's to be expected. I'm really tempted to rip this apart and junk journal it, but I probably won't. Fountain pen. How cool is that? Oh yeah, now it's all falling apart. I can't read it. I'm going to put it up here if you want to take the time to kind of make that out. But look at the little sticker there. It looks like it was a ballerina. It's missing the top of it. I don't know. And that is dated 1889. This one, dear friend, I never try to write for fame, so I shall only sign my name. Your friend, Janice Thornton, January 1890. Look at the penmanship. So amazing. It's another one, really hard to read. Here's another one with a really pretty sticker. Isn't that amazing? Dated 1889. This one is, dear madam, when this you see, remember me. Always a stranger to you I may be. Lily of the Valley. So this was Mary's book, so more 1889. Look at the script there. So gorgeous. Can you even believe it? It's another one, and like a little stamp. So cool. I just totally dig stuff like this. There's another one. It's got a lot of writing and some little clips. The infant child of Mr. and Mrs. Louis Gilderhaus and Vernon died at 9 o'clock Friday. The funeral was held Sunday at the West St. Olaf Church. Mr. and Mr. Gilderhaus have the sincere sympathy of all their friends in their sad bereavement. So it talks about, that's so crazy. And then the other article is also another obituary for another infant baby. How sad is that? But isn't the illustrations are just really beautiful. It's from Belle. Yeah, so okay, so I don't want to bore you too terribly, but and look at that sticker. That is like forget me not, it says, and that's actually layered, so that's multiple stickers that someone put on there, which is really cool. Oop. So more really cool stickers there. It's just beautiful. I hope you guys enjoy seeing that, because these are the finds that I think are just really special to kind of just sit and look through these. I like them. I keep them on little bedside tables and then just pull them out every now and then. I have some really weird like little books too that people would keep like for remedies and things, and oh, the terrible medical advice you get. Oh. So that was really cool. And then I also got this. Now you may think this is odd, but so there's a little shop if you get to Amana. It's called Amazing Grace. She has a wonderful shop. She always has a lot of goodies there. She has started buying stuff just for my retreats, like stitchy related, first because she loves it too, and we're like her people. In fact, she gave me a gift last time we were there, which is so crazy, and it was so thoughtful of her. But she has amazing candles too, so check it out, Amazing Grace. But she had a huge stack of these. These obviously came out of someone's home. So this is pipe tobacco. It's kind of flat, so it would fit in your back pocket. And you would either roll it into a stogie or put it in your pipe and smoke it. I couldn't resist. It actually still smells tiniest. You can still smell the tobacco a bit, but I thought it would be like really cute maybe I like it just because I like these little tins and stuff. I'm going to probably put like some needles or something in it and just use it as like a little needle case. But they were $5. And I may like stitch something to put around there too. It's so cute. Just adorbs. You know what would be cute on here is Brenda Gervais has those little ones that are meant for brooms. That would be kind of cute around here too. And pulled this off the wall. So this is, I don't even remember where I got this. I don't know if it was a kit or what. It must have been a kit because I don't recognize this fabric on the back, but, this is a rug I hooked a couple years ago. It's just a little tiny tabletop, but it's so cute. Super easy, very beginner friendly because I'm very much a beginner. And it's just straight hooking. So that's fairly easy, no curves to go around. And I have this hanging from a shelf, which I posted on Instagram. I'll post that picture here where I have it hanging. Okay, it's now totally dark out, but I was editing my video and then I just saw this sitting there and I wanted to make sure I showed it to you because it is the cutest thing you ever have seen. So this is a little scissor fob, tomato scissor fob, obviously. There's my initials. And these were designed by Robin Chappelle, and she is on Instagram. She is Sampler Bird. I believe that's right. I'm pretty sure. She actually gifted this to me. I was happy to buy one, but she gifted this to me at the retreat. So thank you very much, Robin. This has fast become one of my favorite little accoutrements, stitchy accoutrements. So she sells these on her Etsy site. So you can go to, if Sampler Bird isn't correct, I'll post it here. But you can find her on Instagram, and then there's a link to her Etsy shop there. And she sells these little kits. Now, her kits are amazing because it comes with all the beads, the clasp, and you have your choice of colors. So I chose the rose gold, which is kind of a copper. And then she also has black, and she may have, there's a third option. It may be like a bronze or something to that effect. But everything comes in the kit. It's got crushed walnut shells in here as well, and that comes in there. And all the beads and the fabric for the tomato, which, by the way, she even provided was there interfacing on it? Maybe not. A little tiny square to put in the top of it so your stuffing doesn't fall out. The little fabric that she's pre-fused for you, and she pre-sewed the seam together for the tomato. It's amazing. Now, one thing that Robin did say to me, she said my tomato was really good. Thank you, Robin. And the reason being, I didn't overstuff it. I did look at some on Instagram too when I, so you can do that too. I just use the hashtag tomato scissor fob, and there were some other people that had finished this as well, and they did fill their tomatoes a little fuller than mine, and it kind of did so they're quite a bit taller and they look a little boxy. So if you want like the real tomato finish and want it to be teeny tiny like this, don't stuff it so full. But it's, oh my gosh, you guys, it is the cutest little thing ever. Her directions were fabulous. It's just a little mattress stitch there that you put it together with, and it comes with all the thread and everything. I mean, what a great little kit. So yeah, check out her website. I love this thing. Oh, and then one more finish, cross stitch finish. This is Let Freedom Ring, and it is an Etsy shop. Let me think. Sub Rosa, I believe. Just quite a few patriotic little finishes, and they're really sweet. I really loved this one. I still cannot decide what I want to do with this and how I want to finish it. I'd love any input. I just don't know. But it's really pretty. It's just kind of an odd shape, like too big for a pillow. I don't want to frame it. That's just a lot of money to frame something this small. That's seasonal. You know what I'm saying? I like the little flowers and stuff. Her choice of threads is great. I don't know. I may have switched out some of the threads. But that's that. And then I also said I was going to finish I wanted to work on my tumbler quilt, and I finished the top of it. So it is ginormous. I'm not even gonna try and attempt to show it to you, but, or the whole thing anyways. All, I calculated, and I think there's like 1,200 little tumbler blocks, and it just goes on for days. But it's really good and scrappy, super duper scrappy. So fun. And I literally just randomly, I had all my tumbler blocks in a little plastic tote that I just kept next to me. I dumped them all in there. They came from Primitive Gatherings. They come in packs of 60 with 30 different fabrics. So you get 2 each of 30 fabrics, and then they come in colorways. So there's like a dark blue, a light and medium blue, there's a pink, there's a red, there's a pack with yellow, orange, and purple, there's tan, dark browns. I bought 2 sets. This is 2 sets of every colorway. So, because I wanted a big quilt. It is big. It's enough for, it's like probably queen size. Maybe not real super drapey, but definitely a full-size bed, which is what I measured it on. But I wanted, I was going to give it to Gary for Father's Day, which is next weekend. So I already showed it to him. And I would like to have it professionally quilted. So if you're in Minnesota, I would, my quilter during COVID, retired. She was in her late 70s and she didn't want people at her house, obviously, with COVID and stuff. She has a husband who's also high risk, and so she just shut down her quilting business and sold her long arm. So I need somebody, I would like to find somebody, these obviously aren't going to be custom quilted, but I would like to find someone who also does custom quilting. So if you know of anyone that you can recommend who's in Minnesota, I would love to hear from you. I also finished another quilt. I can't remember, the videos kind of run together for me if I talked about it on Patreon or if I talked about it on my last YouTube video, but when I was moving everything back up from the basement to this room, I was coming across stuff that I hadn't seen in years, and I actually kind of forgot about this one altogether. And at first I didn't recognize it at all. Now I remember I had, I got it for my daughter. This one's going to be for Madeline. It is, I'm not even going to tell you where this pattern came from because it was terrible. The fabric requirements, I ran out of what they said. It was supposed to be like a jelly roll and a honey bun, and it was not enough. So that, and then the measurements were off, like the finished block measurements. I think the pattern said 10.5. It's not. It's supposed to be 11-inch squares. If you cut another 1/2 inch off of these blocks, you would really distort. As it was, I could have left them. You could probably do 11.5 inches, but because they end up to be, yeah, like whatever. But it's a variegated. I mean, you can do it yourself. They're just 2.5-inch strips. I used a jelly roll and then some. Then I had to go through stash and find enough to finish it. And then these are honey buns. So the strips, the white strips are 2 inches and they finish out at 1.5 inches. And then the jelly roll finish out at 2 because jelly rolls are 2.5 inches wide. But that's it. And then it is kind of, and then it just repeats the same pattern on the other side. It's kind of like a gigantic diamond. So, and this block is called a log cabin. So it's just kind of a modified, there's lots of ways to modify a log cabin, but it's all these really pretty, there's no way I'm going to be able to show it to you here. And, oh, and then I also have, I told you, I have been busy. I'm telling you, it's just, I've been at a loss not having my crafty space. It's not like I didn't have space, but it's my workspace, and it is not the same. It is set up for work. It is not set up to inspire creativity. And then I've been moving it around so much that it's been hard to find, and So everything's just back up here like the olden days. But my business is in the basement. I used to have kids in the basement, but I need that space now. So last time I told you I was working on, I'm just going to hold it up here. This is my Under the Garden Moon, and it is called the Saltbox Sampler. So it's a little sampler quilt. It's all these little 5-inch squares. And you can see I've got them all kitted up. And I have started, my my notebook broke here, so it's a little kitty wampus. But I started to work my squares. The directions in this are so great. So there's 2 of them in there. It's a pinwheel and a couple more in there. The directions are, they're perfect. They lay everything out so nicely. There's a couple in there. And then the rest is the fabric. So you cut your fabric into these cuts to kit it up, and then you go back and cut the final cuts. And then the rest of it I have just pulled, I think it's a little farther back. So the rest of it I've just pulled like fat quarters and things. So that's kind of how I've been doing it. It is a process. And then these are layer cakes from some of the, so if you have layer cake bundles, it comes in really handy. Fat quarter bundles. Isn't that going to be pretty? Love that. And I just pulled out colors that I liked, or fabrics that I liked. This is kind of a patriotic pattern. So this would be really cute in like shades, because you don't have to do like her recommendations. You could do shades of red, white, and blue too. That would be pretty cute. And then there's a lot of applique. So this is not going to get done this year. And to be honest, it's like I can do a few blocks at a time before it's really tedious and I'm sick of it. I was going to show you some other projects I'm going to be, that I had thought about, like, but they're quilting projects. And this video is already over an hour. So I think I'm just going to skip it. Let me do giveaways. Okay, first, looks like I'm having a blonde moment. So, I am pretty sure that Diane Mitchell, who I already sent out the pattern for the last giveaway, I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be a kit, and I think I may have forgotten to include the kit. So, my apologies for that, but I'm pretty sure that this is the kit for that. So, Diane, I know I already sent that to you. I am so sorry. If you can give me, shoot me an email. If you can go to my website. I don't put my website down in comments because I just get a ton of spam. But my website is farmgirldrygoodsshop.com. I will put the link for my website down in the comments. And then if you can use the contact form. Last time I think I totally forgot to mention that, and I'm so sorry. Use the contact form and send me your info. I get those right away because I go to my business email and I have a notice for those, and I check those like all the time. So I am so sorry that I forgot that. Let me, okay, yikes. I took my phone off of airplane mode to pick the winners from the giveaway, and my phone exploded. I got a phone call, text messages. Ugh, I just sometimes want to disappear and go incognito. Any whoosies. So I have some of my hand-dyed linens, and I have a 32 count and a 40 count, and the 32 count is going to Lois Schumacher. 32 count Lois Schumacher, and then the 40 count is going to Jennifer, and thank you for putting your last name because it's not in your profile. It's Steitz, S-T-E-I-T-Z, your picture of your tabby cat there, Steitz, S-T-E-I-T-Z, or Stitz. It sounds like a good German name. Anyways, I hope I pronounced that right. So those were the giveaway winners, and then I do have one more giveaway. Okay, this is perfect for today because today, it's not going to get posted today, but today is Flag Day. So this is perfect. This is, well, I guess this is Memorial Day, but it's flags, perfect for Flag Day. And it comes with it looks like there is a white, it looks like even weave. So it comes with, is that, I don't have my glasses on. I can't tell. It's either even weave or a linen, and it is, oh, it is even weave. It's a 32 count antique white Lugana. It's right on there. And then you also get the sulky threads. And this was, oh, yep. Cottons. There we go. This was gifted to me many a moon ago. Like a few years ago, before my Patreon, before I moved most of my content to Patreon. And I can't remember who gave this to me, so I'm so very sorry. Somewhere the name was misplaced, but she intended it for a giveaway. So I'm tardy to the party, but I found it. I found it in a bin. So this is the giveaway, and just use flag in a sentence. All right, well, I just appreciate you spending time with me. That's all I have to share, and hopefully I'll be back in just a couple weeks. I'll see you soon. Bye.